disclaimer before this begins. If this video gets taken down, then this is 100% real, confirm, I'm right. But if it's still here, then either the Paramount bots decided to spare me, not copyright strike me like they did for my old Arizona 2007 video. Either that or the way I did this, it's in a way that, you know, it can't get copyrighted, because I think I should be fine. But some context before I begin. A long time ago for Rise of the Beast, there was that little event where people managed to, you know, get a good look at some of the concept art for the characters that will appear in Rise of the Beast. We had concept arts for Nightbird, Optimus Primal, Scourge, and a few others. Now, the people who attended the virtual conference weren't allowed to take pictures or anything like that. So what we know about how the characters look like is mostly, you know, hearsay, guesswork, and stuff like that. So I went into a little project and I scoured the internet. I went to the TFW 2005 website, to cybertron.net, listened to what people who claim and more likely than not did attend the event takes and descriptions of how these characters look like. And of course there is that famous, you know, little sketch that someone made as to how Nightbird is supposed to look like in the movie, which kind of gives us a good idea as to how she's supposed to look like, but you know, it's made very vague on purpose, so you know they don't get in trouble with Paramount and stuff. So taking all of this information into account and like the little sketches that people make every here and there, I basically drew my own version of how I think Nightbird's gonna look. I think this is probably the most accurate Nightbird that there is out there, and I say that for two reasons. Number one, the concept art that got described to us is wrong. Now, something that you need to understand about concept art is that concept art is early work. It's work that's, you know, there to give, you know, the producers an idea how something's supposed to look like. For example, look at the Nitro Suits concept art. It looks nothing like how Nitro Suits looks like in the film. And a lot of the descriptions I managed to dig up describe Nightbird looking very G1 with G1 colors. But I don't think a single one of those descriptions describe how Nightbird actually looks like on the film. Because of all the set photos that were taken of the vehicles on set, we know that Nightbird has a dark purple pinkish type of color along with some orange on her. And all the descriptions that I heard describe her as, you know, just having straight up purple, and some say that the orange is not there, and some say that they do, but that could be people just retroactively going back to that and being like, oh no wait, there was orange, it's just that I forgot to mention it. It's a very complicated scenario. But I took the vehicle mode. Yes, I drew that myself, by the way, and I'm probably gonna showcase my process of it on the screen. Not all of it, because I didn't record all of it, because I drew the vehicle first just to get me a good idea as to, you know, how will these parts translate to the robot mode, where will everything theoretically be, and I worked with the descriptions that we got from the actual Nightbird concept art, as well as using the reference of the little, you know, Nightbird doodle to actually build Nightbird. But I dwell on this long enough. Here's how Nightbird's gonna look like in Rise of the Beast, more likely than not, and here she is, Nightbird in all her glory. I tried to make a drawing that imitates the pose at first, just to, you know, make sure everything fits. Now, because of the nature of that image, a lot of details I had to, you know, figure out myself, like, oh, how will the legs be? Are they gonna be very detailed? Are they gonna be more inclined to, the Bumblebee movie cast, in which, you know, there's some complexity, but there's some, you know, clear parts that are pretty simple. I went with a mix of BB movie and some Michael Bay aesthetics. The legs I got really inspired by RC, because I mean, Nightbird gets compared to RC a lot, so I figured that when Nightbird appears in the movie, she's gonna somewhat resemble RC in terms of physique. I say somewhat, not completely, because the little doodle that we have, like, the Nightbird's gonna have like her own, you know, unique body type. But since the legs are still pretty ambiguous, like we don't know how those look like, I went from like RC style legs, and you know, you can definitely tell some of that, you know, G1 inspired influence in there, like the way the legs are shaped and, you know, the way they're made. The katana and like the little Wolverine blades is a detail that a lot of like fan art seems to miss, and I, you know, tried to stay as faithful as, you know, the doodling was. Of course, the Terracon insignia goes on her chest, the, you know, the front of the vehicle goes on her chest. I had a hard time figuring out where the wheels will go, because the doodle doesn't like make it very clear. The doodle does have some things going on in the back, so I was thinking that I think that they're gonna go for a robot mode dropkick kind of thing, and either have, you know, the wheels inside the chest, or they're gonna have them at the back of the chest, which is a thing that some Transformers do. I opted for the back of the chest because the doodle drawing like kind of implied that something's going on at the back of the chest. I also made another pose of her like in action so you can like appreciate this a bit better. Like here I think she looks much better. Like this is a design that it looks very, you know, humanoid, but you can kind of still tell that she's a transformer on like most of the Age of Extinction cast. I think it's one of those, you know, character designs that when you see it, you know, just standing still, it doesn't look that good, but when it's in action, I think it looks fantastic. I think this is proof that this design could work. She also has a lot of like samurai, like little belts. I don't know what you call those, you know, the thing that ninjas wear from time to time. The little doodle has it, and plenty of like, you know, supposed artwork of how, you know, Nightbird will look like also has this. And I think the card panels are gonna, you know, split into like these little ninja pieces and form her hips. I kept the face very G1-ish because a lot of the people who saw the concept art claim that the face is gonna be very G1 in nature. And yes, you know, she has the iconic G1 mask, and I gave her the red eyes, which is iconic for the Decepticons, because a lot of sources do claim that, you know, Nightbird used to be part of another faction. Now, I don't see her being an Autobot, but I do see her being a Decepticon. So her having red eyes is very logical to me. And also, bad guys typically have red eyes. And yeah, I kept the color scheme, you know, faithful to the vehicle mode, because again, the concept that a lot of people saw, I think it's kind of wrong, because it's probably going to be changed a little for the movie, but also the colors that got described in, you know, a lot of people's like summaries about how it looks like is also wrong, since if you look at the real life vehicle, that's clearly not the case. Also, the reason why I wanted to do this, because no disrespect to Laszlo Van, he's made some great edits of how he thinks Nightbird's gonna look like, but the vehicle mode that people use is often wrong. Like, whenever I see people make edits of like Nightbird, how she's gonna look like in Rise of the Beast, they use a different Nissan vehicle. It's not the same one that we see on set. The one on set is a modified one. It has like this little exhaust thing in the front of the car. I don't know what that is. The wings are also different, and she has like the spoiler and a little I don't know what those are called. The thing that Lockdown's vehicle mode had at the back window. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to do this. I wanted to make a Nightbird that's the vehicle mode's accurate to what we're seeing in Rise of the Beast and to the road mode. And you know, the road mode should reflect that. I know some people are gonna be mentioning, wait, where are the dreadlocks? Because some people seem to think that Nightbird's gonna have dreadlocks in Rise of the Beast after after like doing plenty of searches. There are some people who mention dreadlocks, but I feel like people are getting confused with the way the face is. I think that Nightbird's hoodie, like the thing that she has going on there, is gonna be very unique. I don't think she has dreadlocks like the dreads. People do describe her as being dread-like, and well, she could end up, you know, looking like that. I don't think so, because majority of the people that I, you know, looked at their little reviews or like descriptions didn't mention the dreadlocks. So I'm gonna assume that she's not gonna have, you know, the dread type of appearance in the movie. She could, but I mean, with the hoodie in there, like having the dreadlocks as part of her design will look very awkward. But yeah, this is my prediction as to how Nightbird's gonna look like in Rise of the Beast, and I just wanna say, I think I'm spot on with this. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but for the most part, I would say I think I'm right with this design. And yes, I know I kind of did cheat it because I took inspiration / followed the guidelines of like the little doodle that we received. But then again, the little doodle is also kind of wrong because it's using concept art, which is not the final look for Nightbird in the movie. So I think I'm still operating with a degree of blindness here, but after looking at, you know, the way the reboot has been treating the Transformers characters in terms of design and how Nightbird's vehicle mode actually looks like, I think I made a really good attempt. I think that for the most part, this is about, I want to say 80% accurate. Again, it's very hard because we're not gonna get an answer for about a month. This could be your first official, well, unofficial look at Nightbird, okay? And by April, like, we get a design that looks ridiculously similar to this, and I'll be like, wow, I was right. And if you're expecting the people who attended the event to go into comments and say, hey, yeah, that's actually it, you're 100% correct, Fire, like Delsor and a few others, no, they're not gonna do that because they're gonna get in trouble. So you're not really gonna get any confirmation, unfortunately, but I think that out of all the Nightbirds that are out there, mine's probably one of the most screen accurate-ish, I wanna say. But yeah, my favorite part of all this will be adding like the little effects, the light effects, you know, with the shadows and the smoke to, you know, try and imitate the realistic look that, you know, these concept arts usually have. This was very fun to make. I think I progressed and I think I advanced so much since my redesign days. And I want to say, a lot of people have been wondering why haven't I done the redesigns in such a long time, and this is the reason why. I've been improving and I'm kind of ashamed of the stuff of the redesigns I did a long time ago, because I compared to look what I can do now and look what I used to do back then. I'm like, yeah, I mean that might look good to some people, but to me I'm like, I don't want to look at it anymore. I don't want to look at it anymore. So this is kind of like the level of quality you can expect for my drawings and stuff moving forward. But yeah, guys, this is Nightbird. Paramount, if you're watching this, please don't copyright strike my video if this is actually how Nightbird looks like. Because A, you'll just give it away that this is actually Nightbird, like her official look. And B, it's kind of a dick move, man. Just don't do it. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think of my Nightbird drawing. Do you guys think I'm spot on with, you know, my interpretation of her? Or do you guys think I'm a little wrong and that she's probably missing some stuff like the dreadlocks? Or maybe that the back should be a bit different? Or maybe that the wheels will go somewhere else? There's some contradicting information as to how people described her. But I took like the most consistent information from all of those sources and it came to the most accurate conclusion in my opinion. That's it for this video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoy. I'm probably gonna be posting these on my Twitter, and I might even make an Instagram account just to start posting my artwork. So, you know, I'll probably put a link in the description once I do all of that. Make sure to follow up me on those social medias and more. And again, thank you for your continued support. Also, I recently made a video talking about all the heralds of Unicron, so from G1 to Rise of the Beast. So if you guys want to check that video out, links in the description. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.